actually went to bed fairly early for me. My mic's, I don't think, close enough. And I don't want to save these for later. I'm getting ready to go to Washington. I don't have, time to necessarily save these. So I'm doing these updates as they happen. I'm not even bothering to go downstairs in my studio. And now I'm always super curious to see who's also the people who don't sleep or are the early birds. Because on the East Coast, it's a godly hour. Well, almost godly. It's 6 a.m. on the other coast. But I would like to, I'd like to see who might be up with me. So let's go over what's happened with Massachusetts since, one second here, I'm trying to move an email to a different window. Move tab to a new window. Here we go. So I can have this up on another screen and still be talking to you guys, but it's not resizing automatically. Give me 1 sec. Let's make that a little smaller. That's not what she said. And pull back up this other screen here. Find where I'm at. Here I am. Okay. I see 2 of you are up. Say hi to me at least in comments. So as you know, after last night's long stream where I gave you the whole history of what's going on, and God, all I can say is that some people on this LNC are just utterly incompetent, utterly incapable of making decisions or rational arguments. And good morning, Victoria, Joy, and Libertarian Revolution. So what's going on right now is you have people calling for a ruling of the chair that this motion is out of order. It's obviously not out of order. They have a JC ruling on Delaware on something not exactly the same, but close enough on point that they know this is in order. This is just a stalling technique. And these people should just go. Okay? So we're not surprised that John Phillips, who I don't know, he had his backbone removed at some point, or as I said in another stream, he got kidnapped by aliens and had his brain sucked out his anus. But Chris Lucchini is supposed to be a representative of Region 1. Do you think he asked Region 1 about this motion? Of course not. Asking the people he represents? Chris Lucchini wouldn't do something as crazy as that. He's not a wild and crazy guy. So he never consulted with his region before he hopped on anything. And you wonder why Colorado, at least I pushed for Colorado to symbolically withdraw from Region 1. I'm not on the board anymore in Colorado. If I were, I'd be doing the same thing. And Richard Longstreth is also trying to find a way to wiggle out of this and shows he, A, doesn't understand the prior JC decision, and B, doesn't understand the way it applies to the current bylaws, and C, is trying to claim that by the LNC doing what they have to do under the bylaws, that they would be violating the bylaws. The man does not understand bylaws. I think he does understand. He just doesn't want to do anything. Let me tell you something, Richard, since I now know you watch my streams, since you make shitty little comments about me on the LNC list. No matter what you guys do here, you're probably going to get appealed. So you might as well try to do the right thing. You already have a precedent. The JC has already told you that your own bylaws require you to know who the state chair is of any affiliate. It is the most idiotic statement in the world to say that determining who the proper state chair is when you've been presented with two contenders is violating bylaws. You can't operate as an LNC without knowing who the state chair is. So you're basically saying that the LNC doesn't need to follow its own bylaws while claiming that you're violating the bylaws by following the bylaws. You sound like George Bush saying you have to violate the free market to save the free market. Now, here's where things are a little opposite. It's the same exact situation, just some of the fact patterns are opposite. Now, if Richard would have said, you know what? In Delaware, we had a chair elected at convention. At their last annual convention, we have a contender who comes in and says, no, per our bylaws and procedure, I'm the new chair. Why aren't they doing like they did in Delaware and treating, not to saying they should have done this, but just just to show the hypocrisy of the LNC. If they thought they were right in the Delaware situation, they should right now be treating both contenders equally like they did to Will McVeigh. But you don't think this is just factional bullshit? But they're not treating them both as equal contenders with Will McVeigh. What they're doing is just completely disregarding the contender, who I think is the proper chair. But I am not a hypocritical, inconsistent person. I'm going to apply the same standard. And this is what I've always said. The presumption is that the chair that was elected at their last annual convention, or their successor, because Ashley Shade has since resigned in Massachusetts, is presumptively the proper chair. And any contender who, in my case, I'm on the side of the contender, has to prove that there was a change somehow. But in order for them to prove that, the LNC has to look at the evidence. And that is what this motion is asking them to do. So is Richard now claiming that unless an ousted board concedes that they were ousted, generally you oust the boards who are made up of the type of people who wouldn't concede the rules? Are you now saying that unless Trump concedes that he lost the election, that the LNC should be calling him President Trump? Current President Trump. I know you keep that title forever, but you know what I'm saying. Did they do that? No, they didn't. This is just such nonsensical, crazy pants nonsense. Richard, the motion is saying, oh no, there's a contender. The contender has to overcome the presumption of the past convention. It's a presumption, but it's a rebuttable presumption. But the presumption does rest with who I think is the illegitimate board. And the contenders have to overcome that presumption. But if the LNC won't even look at it because, oh my God, I'm going to need my fainting couch and my smelling salts. We'd violate our own bylaws if we followed our own bylaws by saying, oh no, we need to know who the state chair is in order to operate. Did you get a lobotomy over Christmas break or something, Richard? This is just them stalling and screwing over members. I'd have much more respect for them if they actually looked at the evidence and said, you know what? The contender did not overcome the presumption of the last convention. That is their job. They got bitch slapped from the JC for not doing their job last time and didn't learn their lesson. Now, some of them are who sponsored the motion are doing great. So please let me be clear. I'm not talking about the entire LNC here. I'm not even talking about the entire horrible, now I was going to say horrible 11, but one of them bit the dust. One of them self-evacuated, the horrible 10. Because Susan Hogarth is doing the right thing here. Unfortunately, Eric, I don't think you're making good arguments. I'm glad you're arguing on the side of the angels, but I don't think you're making good arguments. And I think you're just giving Richard an out. But, feel free to disagree. I'm not you, you're not me. Everyone, all of our own egos tend to think that we can argue something better than other people. So this could just be ego on my part, admittedly. And I'm reading his last email. And actually, I think I like Eric's last email. Eric's last email is excellent. I take away the prior criticism I just gave of him. Let me see if somehow I can put his last email on the screen here. I'm going to be giving you up-to-date updates on Massachusetts as they happen because I'm just so busy lately. I don't use this. This is Restream. I don't use their browser-based streaming thing very often. Okay, that says add a source, presentations, background, local video. No. How do I share my screen on this thing? Share screen. Okay. Yay. Look at this. I figured it out. Okay. So we should, yay. Oh my goodness. I love it. So here is Eric's last email, and I am giving Eric a hearty round. This is not a golf clap. This is a good job. Eric said, I do not see autonomy as the wild, wild west. And he is correct. If you break it down to its Greek roots, well, you don't need to get all fancy, but okay. It's a bit early for, if we're going to get Greek, if we're going to get all Greek up in here, I need some caffeine. It means self-law, not do whatever you want. Okay, thank you for the Greek lesson. I mean that sincerely. I'm a word nerd. With no repercussions after many of these individuals many of these individuals are our members as well. They are all your members as well, I believe. I believe they've all at least signed the pledge. But if they're a member of an affiliate, I know there's a distinction between national members and state party members. I find that distinction a lot of times, particularly when it comes to things like this, completely arbitrary, because it seems like a pay to play. Oh, the LNC will protect you if you give them their protection money. And we do have free memberships in this party. So in order to blunt this argument that anyone may make, not that Eric's making it, the expelled 47, will you please make sure that you're at least signed up for a free membership with the National Party? All you have to do to have a free membership is write them and certify the pledge. That's all you need to do. Get in touch with me privately. I'll let you know what email address to send it to and what language to use. But if you can afford it, please join the National Party at $25 a year. It is worth it, but you shouldn't have to pay a protection fee. So if you can't afford it, at least get in touch with me so I can tell you how you can be a free member to blunt this dumbass. I'm not calling what Eric's saying is a dumbass argument. Eric's email is excellent, but Tara DeSisto has made this argument before. And it's stupid. Oh, they're not national members. All it takes to be a national member is to certify the pledge. I know they don't like telling you that because they want your money, and I don't blame them. It takes money to run a political party. I'm not shaming them for being capitalists like they did to me. But you can be a national member just by signing the pledge. So he says, after all, many of these individuals are our members as well. This is why it is absolutely vital that we use their rules and bylaws as a guide on how to determine their resolution of conflict. It's not a resolution of conflict, though, Eric. It's who is the rightful chair. I think you need to stop using this language because this is the language that Richard Longstreth and crew are using to try to get out of this. Because no, resolution of internal conflict is not the LNC's job. While this is a conflict, you're not resolving a conflict. You are determining who is your rightful affiliate. That's an entirely different thing. We have given them an opportunity to resolve this conflict, and they have not. Yes, They did by ousting the former board. They have chosen to ignore it after their initial action. Okay, I don't think he's being clear on who the they is there. The they he's referring to is the illegitimate affiliate who unjustly expelled 47 members. I'm not trying to pick apart his email because I actually am a fan of this email. As required by the Judicial Committee, thank you for bringing up the precedent. It must be determined who is the rightful chair, as they called for in one of their last rulings. Not in one of their last rulings, in their immediately last ruling, which was like within the past month. I know the LNC has a short attention span, and their secretary don't put periods at the end of sentences. But yeah, this was not that long ago. We're not talking about ancient history here. That would be the automatic outcome of the determination of the questions of membership and their actions. You are absolutely right, Eric. So that now how do I stop sharing screen on this software? Picture in picture, shift 4. Let's hit shift 4 and see what happens. Shift 4, nothing's happening. What am I doing? How do I stop sharing my screen? Oh, it's right here. Stop screen sharing. Oh, okay. I'm a dummy. I'm almost a boomer. Almost a boomer. Okay, so that's all that is going on so far. But I will be doing probably updates throughout the day because, damn it, I want to do a history show tonight. I want my main show tonight to be history. And I'm leaving early AM for Washington. I am so looking forward to that. And again, I want to commend the sponsors of this motion because, the title says the bumbling of the LNC. It's not the entire LNC. I want to commend Eric Rodsept, Joshua Smith, Stephen Nikala, Rich Bowen, and believe it or not, Susan Hogarth. It doesn't make up for what she did in the past, but on this issue, she's right. And Pat Ford, who is an alternate, was not allowed to sponsor motions, but Rich Bowen said that he and Pat Ford were both co-asking for sponsors. And I am sure Susan Hogarth's alternate Otto Dassing, not David Dassing, like the minutes say. There is no David Dassing on the LNC. That Otto would also support this. And I'm sure that John Phillips' alternate, Jared Phillips, would also be just as lobotomized as John is being on this. Now, John has said he's not rerunning. Jared, I think, is. I'd love to see his opinion on this so that people can judge. I don't know if Longstreth is rerunning, but his judgment is so freaking terrible, he needs to go. This was a redeeming moment for these people. Not redeeming them from everything, because I said, unless Susan turned around and admitted that everything she did with violating the will of the delegates in convention was wrong, there's no redemption. But she can help Massachusetts. She could do the right thing. And she is. She is. And she was right in Delaware, too. Absolutely right in Delaware, too. She argued it very badly. She's not a good debater. But she was absolutely on the side of the Angels in Delaware. And so far, she's on the side of the Angels of Massachusetts. I say so far because I don't trust her. But so far, yes. And I have never been one to hold back my praise when someone is doing the right thing. I don't have to like somebody to praise them. And she's doing the right thing here. But, the usual suspects are trying to do delaying tactics at the expense of membership. This is exactly, do you want to see what leadership is not? Exhibit A, John Phillips. Exhibit B, Chris Lucchini. Exhibit C, Richard Longstreth. And I'm only putting them in that order because that's the order in which they posted. All right, everyone. I put up, on a happier note, I put up the link for when I will be interviewing someone from this, I don't know if he considers himself the founder or just one of the organizers. I don't know the official title of the Sober Caucus, who is doing Great work in the LP. The interview next week is going to have nothing to do with any LP drama. It's going to be completely drama free. That's what I want. That's what he wants. We're focusing on the work of the caucus and the good work that they're doing. And there'll be ways for you to financially support them. Okay, everyone. I hope you have. No, I don't want to go yet because one last thing while we're talking about financial support, there's a couple more. There's a couple more conventions I need to get to, and I need to stock my convention swag and things like that. So I'm in the final push of my fundraising. Please, if you can, um, financially support my campaign. I know you guys have been so freaking generous. So I am not, I feel bad even like continuing to ask, but the work still needs to be done. I want to give you a link if possible. Just give me a second. No, I'm trying to, yeah, right here. I have a tiny URL. Give me 1 second here. Support my reelection campaign. Let me see if I can put this on the screen at all. If I can't, oh well, it's in the show notes. But I'm trying to figure out this new program here. It should let me put text on the screen. Overlay, logo, graphic captions. Here we go. No, that's Patreon. Okay, no, that's not the one I want. How do I remove that? There we go. Okay, secondary text. Look how I'm learning this. Look how non-boomer I'm being. Hold on, let me see if I can put this up. Please give to my LNC secretary campaign. So you guys are watching me on the fly. Actually, Restream is pretty damn slick. And no, they're not a sponsor. Let me see if I can get this. Okay. Oh, I have that secondary. I did that twice. I don't want that. But anyway, it's on there twice. I'll fix that. That's not a Restream error. That's me. So there you go. There's the GoFundMe link. I need to do a tiny URL, don't I, though, to make it easier to remember. But for those of you who are just watching, it's this weird. It's gofund.me / here we go, 66 AF. So 66 AF 4B 6D. I'm going to come up with a sexier link than that one. I'm going to do a cool tiny URL. How do I get rid of that secondary text? I don't know, but let's hide this. Let's hide this. Yeah, the shirt. I like this. I've gotten a few of the shirts myself, so I'm glad that you like them. It's not letting me. I know these things keep coming up because I'm trying to get rid of the secondary text here. This is so strange. Remove. Okay. This is really weird that it's not letting me get rid of the secondary text here. Add here. Okay, that's the Patreon. Huh. Cancel. Cancel. Chat. Oh, and here, can I? Oh, look, I can type messages in chat. Here we go. Yes. Okay, I'm figuring this out. All right, but why is that caption still up there? Oh my God, I'm just way too tired for this. All right, there we go. All right, everyone. Now that you've watched me learn Restream in real time, I'm going to go now and I will see you later. I hope you have an awesome day. And yeah, let me get back to work. Bye-bye.